What's up, guys? Aaron here. So the price of Bitcoin and the entire market is going up a ton. Why is this happening? Is it going to stop soon? What do the metrics tell us? Then taking a look at Celsius and how this affects what we get back with whatever plan gets approved. Also, I got a phishing email from Celsius, or from a scammer, I should say. I want to cover that as well. So starting out here, we have obviously a really ripping crypto market. We're up 3.6% over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin ripped past $43,000. Now, some of the metrics that I am taking a look at are on Ben's website, Into the Cryptoverse. There is a link below if you do want to sign up and you do want to get access to some of the stuff. So market cap, risk, historical levels. The last time Bitcoin was at a very high risk band, we were basically at the first peak of the last bull market when Bitcoin hit around $55,000 or so. And that would have been a good time to begin to sell. Right now, the risk is pretty low, and historically, when the risk level is around a 0.6, we see the market continue to go up. If we see this red line begin to get up to these previous levels, I will definitely be considering selling, especially some altcoins that I'm holding. The next chart is Bitcoin logarithmic regression bands. Now, when the price of Bitcoin, which is the blue line, when it gets higher and higher into the red line territory, or even when it gets above the third green line, you can see non-bubble upper. Right now, that price would be around $69,000 or so. Once it gets above there, and especially if it hits the red lines, it would be time, in my opinion, to think about selling. So right now, that would be $163,000 Bitcoin up to a $243,000 Bitcoin. So yeah, if the price of Bitcoin gets above $150,000, you may consider taking some profits. Maybe you don't ever want to sell your Bitcoin, but you want to sell some altcoins into Bitcoin. That is totally up to you. And I made this little meme today saying, when someone asks me when they should take crypto profits. So the first reason I'm sharing is because if you're not following me on Twitter, I suggest you do so, because I share a lot of stuff there. And also, if you are profitable, if you bought an altcoin and it doubled or 3x'd or 5x'd or 10x'd or even went up 20%, you can take profits. You don't have to wait for me or another YouTuber to tell you it's time to take profits. Remember that basically nobody called the bottom and nobody called the top. Or if they called one top, they're not going to necessarily call the next top. It is very difficult to impossible to call the tops for the altcoin market and the Bitcoin market. And there are other charts I'll be covering deeper into this bull market as well. The fear and greed index is one that is widely known. We can see at the peak of the last bull run, we were in greed. We were deeply in greed, in green. And when Bitcoin was at its low, we were in extreme fear. Right now, we are getting a little bit greedy, and this could be a local top. We may see a pullback from here. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like we've been going too high too quickly personally, but we just do not know. The Bitcoin price could rip past $50,000, $60,000 and then have a pullback. There's a lot going on that could affect the price of Bitcoin in the global macro economy. So if you are Bitcoin focused, it's really about how to maximize the amount of Bitcoin that you have. If you are trying to maximize your US dollar gains, then that will include some trading and selling. And again, I will do my best to share with you everything I'm looking at regarding what I think is going to happen. But again, if you are in profit, it is never a bad time to take profits, and I am not going to be one to tell you not to. Historically, though, next year is the year of the Bitcoin halving, and the first phase is Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high, then Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin, then we see some large cap cryptos, so larger market cap, maybe top 20 coins outperform Bitcoin, and then we usually go into what is called alt season. So again, historically, Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, and then people flow money into Ethereum, and then Ethereum hits a new all-time high, money flows from Ethereum to large caps do well, and then money eventually flows into the smaller cap altcoins. So whether or not you want to sell now or you want to wait, totally up to you, but this is historically what happens. So historically, we have not hit the peak yet, not even close. And it is interesting that Bitcoin's around $44,000 and nobody really cares right now. So the last time Bitcoin was mid-40s back in 2021, I was getting messages on Facebook and Instagram, people asking me about Bitcoin, and now nobody really cares. And I think that when I start hearing more and more about it, when it is becoming really popular on TV and every news station's talking about it, and I begin overhearing conversations in Starbucks and coffee shops about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and especially when people start talking about altcoins and dog coins and crap coins and all that kind of stuff, then I know that it is probably frothy, the market is frothy, and I should begin taking profits if I want to. So let's talk about Celsius and their new plan that may or may not get approved. But ultimately, the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum does help people get more crypto back. And I've made entire videos on this, but I'll just recap why. And I want to pause the video really quick and talk about the sponsor of this video, which is Aura. Now, I have personally been using Aura for a very, very long time. I love what they do. Basically, they help protect your online identity. They help with financial fraud protection, identity theft protection. They also request to remove your data automatically from the dark web, and that helps keep your information out of people's hands. So this is the app on my phone. Here you can see some of the latest activity, things having to do with my credit score, and also requesting and actually completing the removal of my information off of different data brokers' websites. So being in Chapter 11s and being in crypto, we are targets for people stealing our identity, and I just enjoy Aura protecting my online identity and doing everything it can to at least make that part of my life less stressful. So they're giving you guys a 14-day free trial if you use my link, which is aura.com/Aaron Bennett. You can also scan the little QR code on the screen right now, and that'll take you directly to the page to get the 14-day free trial. I would really suggest giving it a try and just see how you like it. I actually pay for it every month out of my own pocket because I actually really like the service. So again, you can use the link below in the description, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. And now let's get back to the video. So for the original orderly wind down, or if we go into this mining co wind down, there are some fees to get out of bankruptcy. So for the wind down, there would be $163 million to get out, and then we would be capitalizing the mining business with $50 million. With this new company that again may or may not get approved, it would cost $75 million to get out of bankruptcy, but then we would be investing or putting $225 million into this new mining company. So these fees, the $75 million, the $225 million, that is in US dollars. So what Celsius would need to do is sell Bitcoin and Ethereum to pay those fees. So this is the last coin report, and it's unfortunate that it's all the way back in October 20th. The Celsius estate, again, primarily has Ethereum and Bitcoin with some USDC. So maybe they would use their USDC, which is basically dollars, to get out of Chapter 11 and to fund the new co. So possibly I could be wrong, and the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum doesn't really affect how much we get back in terms of coins, but how much coin we get back, how much actual Bitcoin we get back is different than the percent of our claim that we get back. So as Bitcoin and Ethereum go up in value, we will get a higher percentage of our claim. And I know this is review for many of you guys, but how do you know what your claim is? Well, it's not the amount of US dollars that shows up when you log into your Celsius account. It was in the voting ballot that a lot of you guys did vote and you saw it, but you would have to otherwise calculate it manually. So when Celsius filed bankruptcy on July 13th, 2022, each of the altcoins had a US dollar value. So on that day, Litecoin was $48.75. We have Bitcoin at $19,881. We have Ethereum at $1,088. So what you would do is look at your Celsius wallet and see, oh, I had 5 Pax G. And at that time, it was worth $1,738. So I would multiply 5 times 1,738. And then I had 0.5 Bitcoin. So I would multiply 0.5 times 19,881. And then you would do that for all the coins that you had. And then you would have your US dollar petition amount, your claim amount. So anytime that I or anybody else talks about total recovery percent back, it is always on that US dollar claim amount that has not changed for a year and a half. So as the price of Bitcoin goes up, we will get a higher percent of our claim. So I hope that makes sense, and share this with somebody if you have a friend that's still confused on claim amounts and the percentage back and how that all works. So heading back here, showing that we have mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum. These expenses from the cost to the estate to emerge out of bankruptcy and capitalizing the mining business. These could be paid with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So possibly we would have to sell Bitcoin and Ethereum to come up with this, $300 million or so amount. So the higher the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum, the less Bitcoin we would have to sell to hit that dollar amount. And therefore, more Bitcoin and Ethereum would come back to us, the creditors. So let me finish the video here talking about this latest scam email that I got. So usually I do not get these fake emails from Celsius. I think the scammers know me, and maybe they're like, okay, we're not going to fool this guy. So they just don't take the time to send me one. But in this case, they did. So we got an email saying, Stretto case, buy is finally available for Aaron Bennett to liquidate. And I mean, already you can tell this is totally fake. You have the email address as some non-Stretto email. It says, hey, exclamation point. I mean, the grammar is totally off. The claim information here is just a random number. It is clearly total BS. And I have clicked this button and it doesn't even take you to any address. So the entire thing is totally fake. And, there will be more and more of these things coming out. And I don't think they're going to stop until we actually can withdraw crypto. So just be aware, just be vigilant. Obviously, this one is really dumb, but they do have people's names, and I think that is stressing people out a little bit. So guys, I will end the video there. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will be coming out with a lot more information on the bull market, cryptos, altcoins, Bitcoin, and obviously keeping you up to date with Celsius, FTX, and all the other ridiculous bankruptcies happening right now. So I appreciate you guys watching and sending me emails and just reaching out to me. You guys are super, super awesome. I will keep you guys up to date on everything moving forward in crypto. I hope that once we get our crypto back, you don't just leave Bitcoin forever. I made a video on this a little while ago, but there is so much happening with Bitcoin. And I think that Bitcoin specifically, and altcoins if you want, but Bitcoin specifically is not going anywhere. We are seeing institutional money flow faster and faster into Bitcoin, and I believe the ETF will come out very soon, and that'll bring a lot of money and price appreciation into Bitcoin. And then, like I shared earlier in this video, it'll trickle into Ethereum, large caps, and then eventually small cap altcoins. So I think there's a lot of money to be made over the next couple months and years for sure, and I will be with you every step of the way. So again, thanks for watching. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.